So welcome back, everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. I'm excited about bringing on my next guest. He's been on with me several times. I have with me Dr. Blake Jr. He's a three-time best-selling author. And what I want to talk about, thank you very much. We're live on Facebook now, and so what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about his book, which is Joseph, Building Financial Literacy. Dr. Blake, thank you for being back here. Last time you were on, I forgot to say happy birthday, so belated birthday, happy birthday to you. But I want you to talk a little bit about you and how you help people. Listen up, everyone. This is super, super important.
Okay, well, what I do is I share knowledge about financial literacy. Financial literacy is being able to gain access to economic information and to make use of those concepts. So that simple meaning means a lot, because financial literacy is plastered all over the internet and everything now, but it's used mainly as a product, and it's more than that. It's understanding what you're doing, and when you understand it, then you know how to use those things. And when you don't understand, when you don't have that finite understanding, you can get lost in the world of financial literacy. So that's what my understanding. That's what I bring to the table. Is getting to the meat of the matter of what literacy is about, and then once you have the understanding, then you're actually going out and using the concepts that you have.
Well, let me tell you something. Before we came on, we talked about how financial literacy is a work in process.
Yes.
Okay, this is important for people to understand. Your book that you have, this is book number 1. You
Yes.
have 2 coming out.
Yes.
Tell them about the book that's coming out and how you want to talk about how it goes from what did you say before you came on? I forgot already.
Okay.
See, I need that help.
There's actually 3 books that I have total.
Okay.
The first one is Financial Literacy. I call it the Gold Edition. That's the one that we just mentioned. The next one is coming out in January. That's Financial Legacy. That's my Sapphire Edition. Then a third one that's coming out. I don't want to mention too much about that, but I'll just tell you that's the Emerald Edition. All 3 of those have different levels of understanding. And those 3 books form what I call my precious metal, because precious metals take millions of years to produce, and what I'm doing is creating that in the minds and knowledge of everyone. So we want to create a financial legacy that we endure for families from one generation to the next generation. But it takes time to create that understanding and build it for everyone. So this first step was literacy. Next time is legacy, and then the third one, we'll get to that one.
And in January, that's when the second one's coming out. But we've got our lines open here for everyone to get his book, Joseph, Building Financial Literacy. I always ask you the question, why do you call it Joseph?
Joseph, my name just happens to be Joseph, but that is Joseph from the Bible in Genesis chapter 40, the guy that ran Egypt for Pharaoh. And I took the principles there, and that's in the first book, and it's definitely in the second book as well, and how he was able to go from famine to just wealth for Egypt, and I took those principles and put it in the book and just being able to share it as well, and how we can use it now, today.
So we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win a copy of the book. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. We're at a perfect time for you to be talking about financial literacy. We were talking about saving money earlier, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's also the holidays around the corner, right? And a lot of people be spending money, big time money right now.
Right.
But you want people to understand financial literacy so that you can have a legacy.
That is correct. And when we're looking at legacy refers to the impact, the influence, or the inheritance that an individual or an organization leaves behind for their future generations. Now, that goes beyond material possessions. That also can be the values or the principles or the accomplishments that they contribute to the organization or the individual's lives. And doing that, it leaves a lasting impact on society, on the community, and even on their loved ones. For example, like today is December 1st. A legacy that was left for all of us is Rosa Parks. She didn't want to give her bus seat, but that changed society as a whole. That's a legacy that we all learned from all of that. One small part for me did what I did for today is as a business owner, I was given the opportunity to sponsor a high school basketball team. Out west, there's the American Leadership Academy. I sponsored that basketball team. Well, when I was a young man, there was a softball team in Baltimore called Top Cats. And that softball team was sponsored by a bunch of business owners. So I was able to get to the point where I had enough wealth where I can do that sponsor. Well, someone did that for me when I was a young man. So being able to impact your society, being able to impact your community and other loved ones, that's what legacy is all about.
I think it's awesome. I mean, and you yourself came from your childhood, had a very treacherous childhood. Your mom was living in a very bad area in, what, I don't remember if it was Baltimore.
Yeah, it was Baltimore,
I remember now.
West Side, Baltimore, and they called it. Well, it was a rough spot. And it wasn't easy to, when you went to school, you had to watch back and everything. But my mom, she kept me safe because I didn't do things that I didn't go places that I didn't do things I didn't want to do. I shouldn't have done because I wanted to make my mom happy.
But you know what's cool? You certainly did. You made her happy. Look at you today. Look at how successful you have become, and you want to share the knowledge that you did, and even if it's hard, the hard knocks, right? The school of hard knocks. That's the best way to be educated, and I think that's what's wonderful about you. You are a professor. You were a professor at where is it, ASU?
No, it's Astoria Mountain Community College.
I'm sorry, I couldn't remember. And so you're a professor, but that's why you love to teach. And your website is actionablefinancialliteracy.com. Now, people say usually that's a long website, but you know what? It's okay. There's a reason why you want people to be actionable. That's has a lot of meaning right there.
It does. Because actionable is that you're recreating what you've learned. When you learn something, you recreate it, not just where you learned it at, but also when you get out of the area. So, like, I learned a lot of things in college. I learned a lot of things in the streets of Baltimore. But what I've learned, I'm able to recreate it outside of where I learned it at. There's things that you don't have to go through in Baltimore. But I learned those lessons, and I'm like, okay, you don't have to do it this way. In college, there's a lot of things that I've read. A ton of books. And I know you don't have to read the same thing.
Now, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get the book. It's called, Entered into Win. That's called Joseph, Building Financial Literacy. You can get it at Amazon.com. We're going to talk about your app in just one second because I do think we need to do that. You can also go on his website and get it there, but you can get it from me. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I think that every person that's listening, if you've got a child that's 18 years old on up or younger, maybe a little bit younger, ought to get this book for you and your family and to help them become financially literate. Did I say that correctly?
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
Ask the teacher here. And get this book for anybody that you have in your family to help them become financial literate. Because let me tell you something, folks, that is the first thing that you need to start doing at a young age, because it takes time, and that's what you said, time and learning, and that's what he wants everybody to do, is take that time to learn how to become, like he did, financial literate. I got it out. Okay, so the number to call in here is 602-277-5369. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk further. Check him out on his website, which is actionablefinancialliteracy.com. You can go up onto Amazon. He's a 3-time best-selling author. You can call me and get the book, 602-277-5369. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute. We're okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me here on this. Do you want to talk about the biggest hurdle first, or do you want to go over here? What do you want to do
We
first?
can talk about the app because you mentioned
I think it's important.
Yeah,
Okay.
you mentioned the app.
Okay.
Because that's the
new thing.
That's the new thing. That's the new thing.
Yeah.
The organization that I work with, I have my app, but I'll also be able to help others get apps as well.
Okay,
And
good.
I've already, one of my students, he actually has a restaurant. And
So how do you do that? You help them. You're going to help them grow their business.
Help them get an app as well, so they can
work off the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because one thing that is like, I think that we mentioned it was like 85% of the people on the planet have cell phones, and
Oh
so
yeah, I think more than that.
yeah, and they
Oh.
and so they learn a lot. I mean, well, you have your cell phones everywhere, and you watch videos on your cell phones. And so you have those wherever you are. So you watch videos and you have your cell phone, so you can put information in your app about your business, about what you're doing, and people have it in their hands wherever they are. So you can reach them.
Right.
You don't have to go to the computer. You don't have to go to the website. Just boom, hit the app, and there you are with all your information.
Well, and now they need the app over the website.
No, you can download the app, and the app will be in your phone.
On your phone.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
that'll be right there.
Right there,
And what's
yeah.
great is that they are learning information. What with your app? What do you get out of it? You know, having you obviously your blogs and all that, so they can actually just watch right there on their phone.
Right there on the phone.
Right,
And then when I have a blog, like I have, one of the most recent things I put on my blog was about what I was going to do for next year. Next year I'm going to have all about legacy. The first quarter I'm going to talk about reflection. Second quarter I'll talk about family history. Third quarter I'll talk about going down memory lane. And fourth quarter is about words of wisdom. So all year long that's going to be talking about. So I put that out on my blog. That's what's going to be happening, and why are we going to be talking about it as well. So those people got it on the blog without having to go to the website. They got it on their phone.
Right, I think that's awesome that they can learn from, you know, it's easy. They're right there, they can look at it, they can see it anywhere they want.
Mm-hmm.
And they can even, I think the main thing is to be able to learn. You've made it easy for people to learn.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I knew that cell phones went away, but sometimes you get a mobile app, it is cost arm and leg in some places.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a company I found to help me. I found it through network.
That's cool. Through networking?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I wonder how that works. We have them here, KFNX has them. So welcome back, everyone. We were talking to everybody on Facebook land out there because one of the things that we're stay live here when we're during the break, and we've been talking a little bit about Dr. Blake's his financial literacy, that he wants everybody. You're teaching everybody to have a legacy, to leave a legacy, not just have them, but leave a legacy. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered to win his book. This is the book right now. We've got a second book coming out in January.
Yes.
This one is the what level, Sapphire?
This is gold edition.
Gold.
Right.
Then the second book is his Sapphire.
Edition.
And then the third book is going to be his
Emerald.
Right. And they're different levels, learning from it step by step. Talk about that real quickly.
It's different understanding. So the first one is just knowledge. The second one is having more of a wisdom. And then the third one is going to be Emerald. I don't want to just give more of that out just yet because I have to get the first step, second step. Then we'll talk about the third step.
So I'll tell you something, though, that's really neat, though, is knowledge is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Learning, as what we're talking about here, is that you've made it very easy for people to learn now because everybody's got a phone. Most people, you said like 98% people have a phone. So you've got a new app. Because once you get the knowledge, now you're going to start getting the wisdom. And that is where that second book comes in.
Right.
But I want you to talk about the app and what you've done.
Okay. So with the app, you can download it. As a matter of fact, you can go to the App Store right now and download the same Actionable
For
Finance.
either Apple or Android.
Apple or Android. Android will be there by the end of the month.
Okay.
And Apple is there right now. And go to Actionable Financial Literacy. As soon as if you put the word actionable in, it'll pop up there and you'll see it. It has my logo. It's dark blue. It's black, and it has AFL in dark light blue letters. You'll see it there. You can download it, have it in your phone. I'm uploading information into it right now, and there's some free information that'll be there, and then there'll be some information that you'll end up having to subscribe to, which are the classes where we'll be teaching you step by step the things that I have within the book, and also within the book that's coming in. My grandson, who's 11, is waiting for the Android app to come out so he can download it. So even young kids have access to it. And my grandson wants to get it so he can listen and learn too. An 11-year-old. He's excited about that. But that way, you transfer that knowledge where that young person or that individual is at. You have your phone everywhere you go. You don't have to go to the internet. You don't have to go to a computer somewhere or be in a classroom. You can be sitting or walking down the road and listening to the lesson as you go.
And you learn and become wise as you start learning, getting the knowledge. And then all of a sudden now for the next book, you'll get wiser and wiser. And by the third book, you're going to be able to leave a legacy. And that's
Yes.
what's really neat. And this type of thing does take time. You can go to Amazon.com for the book. Right now it's called Joseph, Building Financial Literacy. You can go up onto his website, which is actionablefinancialliteracy.com. You can get the app right there off of the website. You can also call me and get the book. I think everybody should have this book, whether it's for you or someone that you know. Give them to it for the holidays. What a great right now would be a great time to start really
Yes.
starting. But what a great gift to give somebody, to give them the gift of learning how to become financially literate and financially being able to leave a legacy. It's one thing to be rich, it's another thing to be able to leave money for your family,
Yes,
right?
most definitely. Yeah, just,
Talk about that. I love that. Show them on Facebook.
Yes, I have this is a $10,000 stack right here for
Hundreds.
hundreds cash. Money is a tool, and we have to understand that that's what it is. It's a tool. We use it as an exchange to get what we need for what we have. But understanding that it is a tool, you need to understand how to create wealth, and that's what the concept of financial literacy and the 3-level books that I have. Understanding how to create wealth. Well, if we're working for money, we're not working with money or how it can create for us those things that we want in our life. And if we're always working trying to get money, it doesn't work for us.
Most people are.
Yeah, we have to work. We understand how to have money work for us, not us work for money.
Now, we've got our lines open here, and our number is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100, and everyone's getting entered to win a copy of the book. You could go up onto his website, which is actionablefinancialliteracy.com. You can get the app if you want for either Apple or soon Android as well, and you start learning this, and he made it so easy for everybody to start getting his blogs and learning what he's going to be even doing. He already knows exactly what he's got going for next year, for the entire year, not just the first quarter. It looks like the entire year is all laid out already.
Yes.
I do want you to really quickly say some things. Describe something you always want people to remember financially.
Well, again, that's in the text as well. Some of the things that you want to always remember financially as my business is the decision model and the behavior model. With the decision model, we talked in the beginning about understanding knowledge when it comes in, actionable knowledge. We're making a progression from knowledge to wisdom, because knowledge and wisdom is the correct application of the knowledge. Knowledge comes in, that's input that comes in from what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're hearing, what you're learning. Wisdom comes when you apply that knowledge. And when you understand how to apply it, that gives you that wisdom. So you have to remember that. And then the behavior model, you got to understand why you're doing it and how it affects your behavior. Because if you're not acting right with your money, like around times right now, know you have a certain amount that you're using you're spending. You really have to watch yourself. Black Friday just went past us.
And I know a lot of people spent a lot of money, and he's saying probably shouldn't have.
Right. So hopefully you kind of held on to the reins a little
Hopefully
bit.
you got those receipts so you can return it.
So the wisdom was there, hopefully during that time frame where we didn't kind of go too far overboard.
Right. And you know what, though, most people do, and this is why it's a great time for people to be listening to this right now. Maybe hold back a little bit, okay? Maybe you want to get this book for someone to learn. Right now you're getting it for free, so he loves that. He
Mhm.
loves giving them out because it's for free. So you can call me at 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Start with the book. Start learning and getting the knowledge, and then you can step up to the next. Go to the website, get the app, because then you can look and listen and do it at your leisure at any single time. It's actionable, which he wants you to take action. Go up onto that website, actionablefinancialliteracy.com. I've got this question here, and I just got to ask it, okay? If I met a parent or one of your siblings, how would I know you were related? Why did you want me to ask that?
Well,
I got to get knowledgeable on that.
well, if you look at your kids, and if we given them the legacy or train them well, you'll see the same thing in them that you see in you.
No wonder my kids, they've been spending too much money.
Well, I look now, not in always, because like my mom's in heaven now, but me and my mom, our heart are the same. Our heart is the same. My mom liked to help people, and I like to help people. That's the bottom line of that. Now, my mom never had a house like mine. My mom didn't drive a car. My mom didn't have a driver's license, but she bought 5 cars. I don't know how you do that, but
Wow.
But
She was financial literate.
she was.
Well, she figured it out.
Yes, figured it out. My kids, straight up knockoff of me, because I have a PhD. All 4 of them have master's degrees. 3 out of 4 have homes, and the one that doesn't have a house, because that brother's over in England, he's
They don't need
living.
a home.
Yeah, not yet. He's never figured
Their
out what
little
country he
flat.
wants to live in just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But they had the advanced education. Like my wife has a bachelor's. They have the advanced education. They're my clients, so they have money set aside as well. So you have to ask yourself, okay, do your kids look like you? Do you want them to look like you?
Do you wish they looked like you?
Right. So what legacy are you leaving?
You know, legacy and leaving money is something that everybody, when you start turning, you don't normally think about it when you're younger. You should be, and that's where you come in to start helping people listen and learning now, because the younger that you are to do it, the more you have to be able to save and to be able to give. That's what it's all about. And this
That's
is also the time of giving. You're giving right now, you're able to be a sponsor, which is so awesome that you can do that.
Yes. It
Must feel really good to do that.
It does. You know, I think that, like I said, I remember my coach from the Top Cats. His nickname was Two Heads. And Two Heads, I remember him. He always liked showing the kids how to play softball. And I told my wife about how we play softball a lot. I was like, man, and the mom that stood up at the networking meeting that wanted to support her kids, her son in basketball, when she stood up, I was like, there's a mom asking about us supporting her high school basketball team. I was like, you know what? I got to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So congratulations to what you've done for yourself, but for others, for everyone, that he wants to teach you financial literacy. That's what it's all about, learning and understanding how to make that money work for you. Not you working for the money, but making that money, learning how to make it work for you so that you have something to leave. That's what he's all about. This book right now is his first. It's the gold book. That number to call here to get entered into win. It's Joseph Building the Financial Literacy. Our number here is 602-277-5369. He's got his second book that's coming out in January. That is the Sapphire one. And then soon you'll be able to learn about the third one. Call in here and get this book. It's 602-277-5369, or check him out on his website. It's actionablefinancialliteracy.com.